welcome to today's vlog. Today is Wednesday, December 23rd, 2020. It's about 9 a.m. and I'm home because today is the first day of winter break. I'm so excited, y'all. So as you guys know, the college that I work at, I've kind of already talked to you guys about this, but basically they close for a week and a half at the end of the year. So I get a lovely winter break where I get to just relax and hang out with my family and not really have to do anything, which is a perk for working in higher ed. And I don't have to use any of my PTO days, which is fantastic. So I get to save those. Anyway, I wanted to get on today, obviously, because I'm doing Vlogmas, but also I did not vlog yesterday, but I have a good reason. I was just really inundated with getting all of my stuff wrapped up since I'm not going to be in the office for a week and a half. So I had financial aid calls last night. I sent all of my kids text messages to schedule financial aid conversations for next week. Got in touch with all of my kids that are still missing materials and have incomplete applications. I just had a ton of stuff to get done, and so that's why I actually did not vlog yesterday. But because I will be having the time now, I am going to be vlogging. So I figure I would get on this morning. My husband is at work right now, which is just right in the other room there. So that's kind of what I have going on. But I wanted to get on because I promised this to you guys on Monday. I promised that I would do my best books of 2020 tournament. So as you guys can see on the bracket here, I went ahead and I listed out every book that I had selected for my book of the month, plus 4 additional books that I rated as a 5-star book this year. So all of the books are listed. As you guys can see, I read some fantastic ones, and I have the game board here and ready. So let's go ahead and go through, and I'll tell you guys kind of what some of my favorite books were and kind of who won out. So in the first one that we have here, I put The Guardian up against Small Great Things. Small Great Things won out. I'm sorry. Like, The Guardian by Nicholas Sparks was a fantastic book, and I loved the whole kind of like silent stalker thing going on with it. But Small Great Things was just a great book, and as you guys know, that was my December book of the month, and The Guardian was my January book of the month, so there you go. Then I put up Hopeless and Flowers in the Attic. Hopeless was my March book of the month, and Flowers in the Attic was my October book of the month. Hopeless, again, that plot twist is still one of like the best reading moments that I had this year. And Hopeless is by Colleen Hoover, so that one definitely won out. Then I put up The Silver Linings Playbook, which was my, I believe, and I should have like my planner with me, but I don't have it. Anyway, The Silver Linings Playbook, I believe that was April's book of the month, against Baby Teeth, which I read in November, and I thought it was fantastic, even though it was not my book of the month. Baby Teeth won out. Silver Linings Playbook is my favorite movie and like one of the best books that I've ever read. But I'm sorry, Baby Teeth was fantastic. Just the suspense was amazing. Then I put up After, which was my August book of the month, up against one of my favorite 5-star reads of all time. I read it last year and I did a reread of it this year. It Ends With Us. You guys know I don't have enough words to describe how much I adore that book, and it won. Granted, I read that in November. It was not my book of the month, but it was a 5-star read, and obviously that one won out when I put it up against After. So then we go to the other side of the board, and I have The Wedding Party versus The Hate U Give. While I loved The Hate U Give, and I thought that was a fantastic book, The Wedding Party went out because I love an enemies to lover romance, and I loved how that book ended too, by the way. And then I put Queenie up against my September book of the month. Queenie was I believe that was May. I can't remember, y'all, but regardless, it was one of my book of the months. And I put that up against After We Fell, which was my book of the month for September. Queenie went out. And it's funny because like I have talked to a lot of people about Queenie, and it's one of those things, either you love it or you hate it. There really isn't a lot of in between. I loved Queenie for the message of, you know, dealing with your mental health, and how you literally sometimes have to hit rock bottom before you start doing the right thing. And even though I wanted to smack Queenie multiple times during that book, it was still a fantastic book and I absolutely loved it. So yes, Queenie won out over After We Fell, even though After We Fell was a fantastic book and I loved it. And Hardin and Tessa and oh god, just yeah. But I'm sorry, Queenie won. And then it went up against November 9, which is another one of my 5-star reads. It was my reread for the year. Another reread by Colleen Hoover. Went up against Ours to Love by Shayla Black, and you guys already know that was like one of my favorite books that I read this year. November 9 won. I'm sorry, like just November 9 is just a fantastic book and I absolutely loved it. And then last but not least, for the first round, Educated by Tara Westover versus Fever by Maya Banks. Educated won. I'm sorry. That was just a book that I could not stop listening to. I did the audiobook and it was just fantastic, and I devoured that book in the matter of days. So that one definitely went out. So when we go to the next round, we have Small Great Things versus Hopeless. And then so between that one, Small Great Things, I'm sorry. I just love that book, and I just read it and it's still so fresh in my mind, and it will definitely be one of my rereads for next year. But yeah, definitely that one went over Hopeless. So then we have Baby Teeth versus It Ends With Us. While It Ends With Us is still one of my favorite books of all time, Baby Teeth just stuck with me. So Baby Teeth wins that one up against It Ends With Us. And then we have The Wedding Party versus Queenie. Queenie wins. As much as I love a romance novel, Queenie was just such a great book and I absolutely adored it, so that one won. And then when I put November 9 up against Educated, November 9 wins. That's still just one of my favorite books. All right, so that's round 2. Now, round 3. I have Small Great Things versus Baby Teeth. Small Great Things wins. Like, I loved Baby Teeth, don't get me wrong. But again, Small Great Things. And I think it's probably because like that one stuck with me the most because like I just read it. But I still just, everything about that book, I absolutely loved it. And then Queenie went up against November 9. I had to pick November 9, y'all. It's just, again, it was a reread. I love that book. So there we go. And I know, like, I'm not really basing my tournament off of anything like scientific or anything like that. It's just how much I like the book. Sorry, y'all. And then in the final round, I have Small Great Things up against November 9. So how I kind of decided this one was, obviously I would read these books again because I thought they were fantastic. What emotional connection I had with the book, so how I felt while I was reading it, how long it took me to read the book, I think was another thing, because I feel like if it takes me a couple of days versus like a couple of weeks, obviously it's going to be different, right? Even though it doesn't really take me a couple of weeks to read a book. But when I kind of really looked at just kind of how both of those books matched up and just how much I loved them, and not only that, but like how much I kind of talk those books up and recommend them. I will always recommend a Colleen Hoover book. But Small Great Things, I think, was a book that just really spoke to me, especially spoke to the time of now and what's going on. So Small Great Things was my best book of 2020, you guys. I absolutely adored it. I thought it was just a fantastic book all around. And it also just kind of made me think. It made me empathize with people in the book that I didn't think that I would. And I want to read it again. Like, I literally just want to restart it and just go through it again, like right now. So that is how I did my book of the month, or my 2020 book of the year. So yeah, that is what I have going on. Actually, I am, what am I reading right now? So I'm still getting through Layla by Colleen Hoover, so I hope to finish this book today. I have like 100 pages left, and this book is crazy, y'all. So when I do the book review on this, it will be spoiler, because I can't talk about this book and not spoil it, just because so many things happen. So that is what I am reading right now. I have already done my winter TBR, and it's like my winter TBR has books that are on loan from the library, as well as books that I've pulled off of my shelf. So I'll be going over those in another vlog. But for today, I'm actually gonna end the vlog because I have to finish Layla, and then I have to actually take my nephews Christmas shopping a little bit later, and I'll spend some time with my parents, and I just really want the day to be chill. So I won't be recording anything else today, but I have some really great things coming up on the vlog as we round out the month, including my favorite planner items, planner pet peeves, and also going through all the books that I read for the year, and just kind of letting you guys know what I read, how I felt about them, and of course letting you guys know what my book of the months were, because obviously I did not follow that all that well. So that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope everybody has a fantastic Wednesday, and I will catch you guys on the next vlog. All right, bye.